Welcome to the Flow Tao Salon. Today, we are diving deep into a brand new market report from the intelligence firm Z. They have just crunched all the numbers on the 2025 Double 11 Shopping Festival, and we're going to be focusing specifically on what they found in the children's apparel market. So let's get right into it. Okay, let's just start with a number that completely jumps off the page, 93.05%. What is that? Well, that's the slice of total sales that came from in-stock items or spot goods. Pre-sales, they accounted for less than 7%. This tells us the long, drawn-out pre-sale hype is pretty much over. And this chart really tells the whole story. You can see the different phases of the festival laid out, but man, look at that final spike. The vast majority of shoppers just waited it out. They waited for the main event to buy. For brands, this is a huge shift. It means that old strategy of building up hype for weeks, it's just not as powerful anymore. So where is the money actually going? This chart shows a really clear split in the market. You've got two main arenas. Down here in the 0 to 300 yuan range, that's the main price point. It's a high-volume slugfest where everyone's fighting for market share. But then you have the opportunity price point, everything above 400 yuan. That's where the real growth is happening, but you've got to bring some serious innovation to play there. So brands really have to pick a lane. Go for volume or go for high-growth premium. Okay, so we know how people are buying and at what price, but what about the what? What were they actually putting in their carts? Let's look at the product categories that really drove sales. No huge surprises at the very top, but the details are what matter. When you look at total sales value, the actual money coming in, down jackets are king. They pulled in over 20% of all revenue. But if you look at sales volume, the sheer number of units sold, it's all about pants. Almost 18% of all items sold were pants. But this is where things get wild. Just look at this. The top 5 best-selling individual items across the entire festival were all pants. Not different types of products, just pants, pants, and more pants. This makes it crystal clear. If you want to win on volume in this market, you have to be amazing at selling pants. It is completely non-negotiable. So which brands have cracked this code? Who's winning this game? Let's take a look at the big dogs, the established champions who are commanding the lion's share of the market. Over on the massive Tmall platform, it's not even a competition. It is the Balabala show. Their official store pulled in a staggering 417 million yuan. To put that in perspective, that's almost double their closest competitor. They are the undisputed heavyweight champion. So how do they do it? It's not magic. They've just absolutely mastered the essentials. Check this out. Down jackets, pants, and innerwear. Just those 3 core categories make up over 85% of their total sales. They serve a massive audience by being great at the things everybody needs. I mean, Balabala's position seems unshakable, right? A true giant. But there's always someone new coming up. So who is out there challenging them? And this brings us to my favorite part of any market analysis, the rise of the dark horses. These are the smaller, scrappier, more focused brands that are finding clever new ways to grow and really shake things up. Now, if you look over on the Taobao platform, you see a completely different story. This is the real hunting ground for the up-and-comers. Take a look at this list. These are brands with absolutely explosive growth. We're going to zoom in on one of them as a case study, AMM1. You see them right there in the top 10. So what's AMM1's secret weapon? It's almost ridiculously simple. Focus. An insane level of focus. Look at this chart. Their sales volume for pants grew by an incredible 410%. That one single category now makes up over half of their entire sales volume. They are not trying to be everything to everyone, like Balabala. They're trying to be the absolute best at one thing. And if you needed any more proof, here it is. Their top 10 best-selling items, you already guessed it, all pants. Every single one. But look closer, too. Notice the visual style. It's consistent, it's modern, it's curated. You can just see their brand. They have a really clear point of view, and it's connecting in a big way with a specific type of customer. So let's just break down their winning formula. First off, laser focus on one core category, pants. Next, strong, cohesive visual branding that tells a story. Third, they keep things fresh with a high rate of new products. And finally, they're capitalizing on those high-growth niche trends the bigger players might miss. That's the dark horse playbook right there. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground. The overall market trends, the established giants, the rising challengers. So let's wrap this all up.
What does this all mean? Let's distill it down into 3 key takeaways for any brand playing in this space.
First, the market is splitting in two. You can't get stuck in the middle. You either need the scale to compete on price, or you need the innovation to command a premium. Second, core categories are your ticket to the game. You absolutely have to master staples like pants and down jackets. It's non-negotiable. And finally, number 3, niche dark horses are on the rise. The most explosive growth is coming from these super focused brands that find an audience and just own that segment completely.
And that leaves us with one big question to think about. The giants, like Balabala, they win by going wide, offering something for everyone. But these fast-growing challengers, they're winning by going deep. So the question for the future is this. In a market dominated by giants, is the real path to growth found by going deep, not wide?